Every once in a while, games surprise me. Sometimes it's for the worse, but sometimes, just enough to keep me naive and hopeful, a game surprises me for the better.
I don't know what I expected.
When I first heard about this game, I was pumped. Atlas said they were combining Shin Megami Tensei with Fire Emblem. As a huge Megaten fan and a Fire Emblem player, I was reasonably excited. Then they showed it off. It was a turn-based RPG, good, mixed with acting, dancing, and modeling. What the fuck? The game oozed with a bright and sunny charm, with lavishly dressed divas jumping into combat against massive enemies amidst a crowd of cheering fans. Why? I asked myself. Why would they take two great franchises and murder them together? It's the negative side of killing two birds with one stone. And then I played it. I'm Spencer with the Itch Network, and let's review Tokyo Mirage Sessions Sharp FE for the Wii U. You are Itsuke, a young dude with no real artistic skills pulled into a world of fashion, music, and thespians. He meets several gorgeous women, specifically Tsubasa and Maiko. They are extremely talented. He also meets some guys, but they aren't waifu material, so they don't matter much. Your group is tasked with working with your performers to overcome an evil threat from monsters in another dimension, as well as become superstars in each character's specified fields. Pretty much the typical coming-of-age story, really. Along the way, you meet bigwigs in the industry, learn the ways of the J-pop arts, and fight some battles. Did I say some battles? I meant tons of battles. This is a Megaten game after all. Fighting is at the heart of this one, and will take some serious explanation, so strap in. I'll try not to miss anything. Combat is turn-based, with each combatant involved being placed on a timeline. When your turn begins, you select your move and execute it. You can do regular attacks, defend, use items, and among a few other things, cast spells. Spells are the key to combat. Quite frankly, I may have attacked no more than 10 times during my entire playthrough. Seriously. And here's why. Each spell is given an affinity, be it sword, lance, fire, ice, wind, lightning, etc. Both you and your enemies have resistances and weaknesses to these elements. If you manage to strike a weakness on your opponent, a session begins. In a session, another party member will strike based on learned skills, such as casting fire after a sword strike, or stabbing with the lance after a wind spell. The chain continues if another party member can cast off of that move, and so on and so forth. And all of these additional attacks are performed at 0 mana cost. This is essentially how the game is played. Sprinkled on top of this are team attacks, ad-lib performances, and special attacks, which each add layers to an already solid combat system. Overall, the combat is very exciting and makes you consider each move carefully, forcing you to customize your characters in a way that best suits sessions. Speaking of customization, there's no shortage of that here either. Each character is given command skills, passive skills, special attacks, and session skills. These are all gained in a convoluted 3-way experience system. Through combat and/or quest completion, you'll gain experience points, performa stars, and inheritance points. Experience points raise your level, performa points grow your performa, which is basically a Fire Emblem character that follows you along in your journey, more on that later, and inheritance points are used to master your weapons. Your weapons are crafted as you progress through the game via items you collect from stronger monsters and star points. I really enjoyed all the customization options, as they truly gave you the options you needed to create the ideal team to fit your playstyle. One tip: don't think you can make it through the game with a sole group of 3. It's a team effort all the way. Grinding is a huge part of the game, and could be seen as a negative, but I found joy in upgrading a weapon, also called a Carnage, and grinding out that one spell I just had to add to my repertoire. It's this addictive aspect that kept me coming back for the full 50 hours this game took to complete. Even the story surprised me. A lot of reviewers seem to think it's a negative. Look, let's face it, this game isn't going to blow you away with a deep story that makes you rethink the human condition, but it's not trying to be. It's a tongue-in-cheek game playing with the idea of pop culture and fighting demons. It's not the greatest story ever told, but I found enjoyment at how embarrassingly saccharine it was. The only thing I didn't personally care for was the music itself, but that's just a personal taste issue. If you take the normal Persona music and amp up the J-pop part to 11, you'll get this game. Take what you will from that, be it positive or negative. Another negative I can see with this game is the Fire Emblem part of it. If you didn't know, FE stands for Fire Emblem. If you're a fan of that series only and wanted your share of it, you'll not get much. Most of the game follows the SMT formula. You'll notice a few things like the sword, spear, axe triangle, and a few other gameplay elements that I won't spoil. But aside from being a major part of the story, Fire Emblem plays second fiddle here. I didn't mind, but I'm sure some will. Overall, I got way more out of this game than I expected. Over the long journey I was presented, I never got bored and eagerly awaited the next dungeon. Graphically, as you can tell, the game nails the cartoonish look it was going for, with the Wii U able to keep up for the most part, minus a few bouts of slowdown. I only wish there was more of an attempt at localization here. There are no subtitles for characters in combat, so who knows what they were saying, since there is no English dub. At all. Oh well, anime fans rejoice, I guess. This game retails for $60 and, in my opinion, is well worth the price, for its long length, addictive gameplay, and different take on the RPG formula. It's one of my favorite games so far this year. And if nothing else, this is Persona 5 before Persona 5, and that alone is worth the price of admission. I give Tokyo Mirage Sessions Sharp FE a 5 out of 7.
Hey, thanks for watching. Be sure to give this video a like and comment below. Check us out on twitch.tv/thisistheitch and theitchnetwork.com, where you can check out links to our podcast and our friends at Does This Game Suck? If you have any questions or topics for us, email us at theshow@theitchnetwork.com. And don't forget, we do new videos every week.